Alright, today is day 6. This is the hike out. So I'm hiking to Oconee State Park. Probably going about a mile. I have 10 more miles to go. I stayed at the Sims Field campsite, one of them, last night. There's like 4. And it stormed all night. It felt like thunderstormed. Luckily it wasn't real windy. It was just constant rain coming straight down, so I didn't get wet at all. The tarp let me dry. And even like the tarp didn't soak through or anything. So that was nice. I was worried it would start getting really windy and blowing the tarp against me and getting me wet and blowing rain in like the head of the foot side, getting me wet. But it was just it was pretty heavy rain for most of the night. But it was a nice little square of dry. I was packing up. I got up around 7:30. Didn't really get hiking until about 9. It takes me about an hour and a half apparently. It's been pretty consistent, an hour and a half. I was kind of slow. I was faster in some ways and slower in other ways because it was warmer out. So I wasn't sluggish trying to avoid being cold. But also wanted the tarp to dry out a little bit before I packed it up. Wiped it off with a camp towel and a few times just to get the water off and help it air dry quicker. But I've got 30% battery, less now I'm sure, because it seems like every minute of video is like 1% of battery or something. Not quite that bad, but that's what it feels like. I don't think there's a whole lot to even record on this stretch. I think there's a waterfall, maybe a couple of views, we'll see. But I gotta make sure I gotta have enough battery until I get to the state park. Not that I won't be able to find my way on the trail, it's all marked, but it's nice. You'll check GPS and make sure you are on track as far as time goes, and checking water sources. I gotta carry too much water. But say overall, this was a good trip. There was a couple crappy days, but I think three good days and 2 days that weren't so great. Being like the hiking in the rain and being freezing cold wasn't fun, but next morning felt great, and I'd forgotten all about being all, near dead, hypothermia or whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna I think this is gonna be a hike out, and what did I bring? I'm not sure if I'll record that. I was gonna record at the campsite, but it got to be 8 o'clock quick. I was like expecting to be in bed by 7. But also I was kind of worried about battery because my battery pack is dead. I used it all up. And I'm trying to try to have enough battery to get me through this hike and record the things that are cool and worth seeing. But this is not cool and worth seeing. I got poison ivy or something. I got behind my ear. I think it's on my right eye. I got a couple of spots on my hands, on both legs. I don't know where I picked it up at. But it had to be a couple days ago to start to sprout. So I'm gonna go home and wash roughly type of soap. There's all sorts of different soaps and stuff for it, but the type of soap really doesn't matter. It's friction that's what breaks up the oil. If there's any left to be broken up anyway. I'm sure I've absorbed all the oil, but just in case. It's the friction by the washcloth that really breaks up the oil, and the soap really just carries it away. So Dawn dish soap, or just body wash, or really expensive poison ivy soap, all does the same thing. Alright, so I'm going to save my battery. I'll record some cool things if I see them. Right now it's just a gentle walk through the woods. It'll be a couple 100 feet ups, and that's it as far as climbs. On that, it's flat or heading down. So a cute little froggy on the trail. Oh, my head. Man, I got 3.5 miles or so left, and I am dragging. I just ate my lunch, but I'm still tired. I guess it's always those last couple of miles right before camp. Those always seem to be the toughest for me. Strangely enough, I'm not craving anything. Like usually after a multi-day hike, like, oh man, I can't wait to get a Frosty, a milkshake, a cheeseburger, or something. I have no appetite for any of that. I just want to go home and take a shower. Mainly scrape off this inch-thick layer of grease all around my body, which makes me wonder, how in the world could I possibly get poison ivy? Now, I think I should be giving poison ivy a rash. The plant, because I'm so gross. But last night, in the thunderstorm, I didn't think to record anything. But I didn't get up. I just poked my head out the bug net and checked the what's it called? Trail brain. He's can't think anymore. The connection between the tree, and the hammock. So like the strap. Anyway, because rain can travel down that strap, you need to have a drip line. It's usually just like old shoelace or something tied under the tarp, so that if rain drips down it hits that drip line and then goes straight down, because the rain's just looking for the easiest path to the ground. And I didn't have a specific drip line placed on there for that purpose, but where my strap meets the hammock, the whoopee sling for the hammock, it has some grommets, some metal grommets, and just a string that you can use to kind of pull on the grommets to separate them. And that was a perfect drip line. And the other one, I kind of had a backup, because there was a knot in the whoopee line that if it went past that point, it hit the knot and dropped down. But on my foot end, after that point and then the knot, I had another, where the loose end of the hammock of the strap, I just had another knot. So if rain made it past the two previous knots, it would hit that knot and travel down the hammock strap. But on the head side, the tree was massive that I had to go around, and the span between the two trees was a little bit bigger, so I didn't have any extra. I think maybe I had 6 inches left, just kind of dangling out there. The two trees I tied off between were like, what was it, half dead, I guess. Is it half dead? That's the necromancers from was that Pitch Black or one of those sequels? But like the headside tree, it still had pine needles and stuff at the top, but it looked like something had chewed a quarter of the base out. It was just rotten. And the other tree was fully dead, but pretty tall and pretty solid. But I got worried last night that at one point I'm gonna feel my hammock just falling down as one of the trees crashes down. There was another spot right next to it I could have used, but there was a fairly large loose branch kind of hanging in the crook of the tree, so I didn't want to sleep under that. And I didn't want to sleep next to the fire pit because it was just full of trash, so I was probably about 10 feet away from the fire pit, but better than being right next to it, I think. There's been times when I'm like, all right, almost done, and that gives me like a huge boost of energy, and I just crushed the last 10 miles. Like, all I'm thinking about is going to a fast food place and chowing down, but I don't know. This is technically my first through hike, I guess, where I start, a trail from start to finish. It's not like the Appalachian Trail, but it's the entire Foothills Trail from start to finish. That counts as a through hike. It's multiple days. I'm just kind of sad it's over, but I don't think so. I'm kind of looking forward to getting home. But this has been if you're thinking about doing the Foothills Trail, do the Foothills Trail. There's so much to see. There's a couple things I skipped just for time, and I live nearby, so I skipped them because I've seen them before, or I can easily come back and see them. Like, I remember once when the kids were younger, we went to the beach and went on a dolphin tour or something, and like halfway through the tour, like, hey, look, a dolphin. And one of the daughters is like, I'm sick of seeing dolphins. I'm like, how are you sick of seeing dolphins? But I'm sick of seeing waterfalls. Like, oh yeah, another waterfall. There is one, the Hiker's Peril waterfall, that I walked past like this. A bridge goes right past it, and then the waterfalls to your left, going underneath you. That I wish I had recorded, but I was so cold, and I was not getting my phone out again. Oh, I just looked down like I wasn't recording. But, alright. So, 5 nights, 6 days, 76 miles or something like that. And plus a couple extra miles for going to see stuff. It's not bad. Had a good time. There were some days that were rough, but I think that made the other days better. Last night was a little bit rough. It's tense when thunder and lightning, and like I'm right next to the Chattooga River. Like, if that starts to crest or something, I'm like, what do I do? Like, all my stuff's gonna get soaked because I have to get away from it. And then I'm just standing out in a thunderstorm. But nothing bad happened. I stayed nice and dry in the hammock. Alright, so how I started hiking was just trying to lose some weight. I started doing day hikes and then watching YouTube videos about it. And then day hike videos turned into like Appalachian Trail through hiker videos. And I went from, I'm never gonna do this again, when I was a kid in Boy Scouts. Like I'm never camping out in the woods like that again, to, man, I can't wait to go camping out in the woods. The thing for me was water. I kind of carry all that water, but just carrying a water filter, you don't gotta carry all the water you need for all 6 days. I just carry like a quarter liter. All right. So, trying to get the wife into it, but she's not so much. She's into hiking, but not backpacking and sleeping out in the woods. She thinks that while I sleep in a hammock, if she slept in a hammock, that she'd be consumed by a snake in the night, because they would slither down a tree and, I guess, eat her in the hammock like a burrito. I'm going down. All right, video's gone long enough. Oh, I look horrible. I don't know if you can tell. I got poison ivy, my right eye, right ear, down my chin. But all right, that's not why I'm recording. I'm a little over a mile out from the park, from Oconee State Park, and I forgot I gotta give my day 6. Hope there's nobody around. I meant to do this way further from the park, but after 6 days of practicing, here we go. Yeah, I get nervous. And I'm gonna use that when I get home. Yo, almost fell down. That's pretty good. Okay, so tripping over roots doesn't help, but that one, there you go. Like stepping hard. Okay, so it doesn't look okay. Wookiee's hard. I'm thinking about it too much. Now I can't do it. Okay, I'm landing there. That's pretty good. So 6 days of practicing. I'd say nailed it.